Okay, I should be live. Should be live. Good morning, everyone. This is Sunday morning here in sunny Chiang Mai. It's a fairly sunny day. It's just it's going on 10:18 a.m. I'm doing my usual live stream. Just let you guys know what's happening out there in this space, and I'm doing a simultaneous cast, whatever you want to say, from Facebook and live and YouTube at the same time. So, hi Kester. Kester says hello on YouTube. How are you going? So yeah, you know, look, there's many things to talk about. Obviously, we're coming on to the Bitcoin fork, pending fork on October the 25th. So, hey Thomas. So yeah, what this basically means is when Bitcoin splits again, all right, and this is led by actually you can see it, you can read all about it here. You know, we recently had the recent Bitcoin Cash, right? This is it here, Bitcoin Gold, October the 25th. As you can see, there's not really a lot of information on this, but basically it's a breakaway from what they're basically doing is exactly what's happening in Bitcoin Cash, and they're splitting, and you're going to get your same amount of Bitcoin as for the Bitcoin Gold. Now they haven't got the ticker yet, but you know, it could be B Gold or it could be BTG. I'm not. So this is their whole thing, that they're going to change everything and blah 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 blah. Okay, so my stance on it. What is my stance on Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Cash? It's the same, and it was. They're both the same. All right. For Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold to, I guess, to be the majority, right? I mean, they're still going to split either way because we got these factions, but for it to be the majority, people have to adopt it, and I really don't care. I really don't care about Bitcoin Gold or Bitcoin Cash, where they're going to go, because there's a lot of stuff happening within that community. And I know Bitcoin has gone the way that it's, you know, it's sort of got off track a bit. The fees are still high, around about $6 per transaction, depending on what you send. But compared to Ethereum, you know, it's going to cost you cents. Litecoin cents on a dollar, Dash cents on a dollar. So that's why we're having these factions split. Where do I think it's going to go? I mean, I really don't care where Bitcoin Gold or Bitcoin Cash. I think they're going to go the same, right? People are going to adopt it. You know, it's still going to survive. It's going to be like Ethereum Classic. And Ethereum is coming up to a fork soon, I believe, as well. So, but back to Bitcoin Gold. I mean, you know, you're going to get free Bitcoin Gold. In the sense, well, it's not really free, but I mean, you're going to get it. And that's why we're seeing this huge exodus into flipping out of alts into Bitcoin, because they want to get that gold, right? We want to get that gold, bro. Hey, got to get that gold. You know what it's all about, getting that gold. So that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants that gold, right? And that's what they're flipping into Bitcoin. Get that gold, sell it off. Right now, remember what happened with Bitcoin Cash. Right, this is what happened with Bitcoin Cash, and I think it's gonna happen exactly the same with Bitcoin Gold. Right. What happened with Bitcoin Cash is it went to over $1,000. Okay, so initially when they Bitcoin Cash was the chain split, right? People got their Bitcoin Cash, and everyone was like, "You beauty, right? And this thing went to the moon, right? This went over 1,000. I think it was even more than that. Let me have a look. Yeah, it went over $1,000 in Bittrex anyway, but this is not recording it here. But so this is what happened with the fork. All right, this is what happened with the fork. And obviously this is all different. You know, people got, you know, things like Bittrex and Coinbase, and then you had all the different China. The volume changed because of the many factors, right? Which I don't even know the many factors involved, which caused these big huge spikes. People were buying. Damn, I wouldn't have been wanting to buy at $841. It's never gone to $841. So just look at this fork, and then you're going to see what this might very similar happen to Bitcoin gold. All right. So what you want to do is you want to get it to right to the top and sell. Because as far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin will always be king, right? Until something major happens with Bitcoin. And I think the only obstacle I see with Bitcoin is scalability. That's the only issue I see with Bitcoin. But that's not going to happen too soon. So with Bitcoin Gold, my strategy is this. I'm going to wait till it gets to the peak, right, where I think it's going to peak, and I'm going to sell. That's it. So if Bitcoin Gold, I mean, I have no idea where it's going to go. It could only go to $100. It could go down to $200. It all depends on the volume. And if investors get onto it right now, like for example, what happened here was like a whole bunch of investors bought here. See, they whole bunch of investors they left holding the bag here. So what you want to do with Bitcoin, well, this is what happened if you were in Bitcoin Cash. You buy like a whole bunch of it, right? When the price goes up, you sell, and then you flip it back into Bitcoin. But these people up here at 833, they got done big time. So once you get your Bitcoin Gold, as soon as it gets, or you think that it's going to reach a high, then just sell it. You know, but we don't know what's really going to happen with Bitcoin Gold. So what you want to do is the same deal with Bitcoin Cash. Just hold your Bitcoin into your Trezor or offline wallet. Even if you have it in Bitfinex, same deal. Like they're just going to give you the equivalent to in Bitcoin Gold, right? So if you've got one Bitcoin, you're going to get one Bitcoin Gold. All right. So I'm just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna when I get my gold, I'm just gonna sell it, right? And then I'm gonna continue my merry way with Bitcoin, right? I'm not interested in Bitcoin unless Bitcoin Gold is like really has started to get some market share. But the thing with Bitcoin Gold is it's GPU mined, right? So Ethereum's they're gonna go to proof of stake very soon. Once they launch the third phase, when it splits, they're gonna go to proof of stake, and that means there's no more GPU mining. So you never know. You know, Bitcoin Gold could be one of those things that takes off because of once Ethereum proof of stake. You know, these miners are going to need, you know, these thousands and tens and thousands of miners out there, GPU miners. They're going to want to mine something else. So Bitcoin Gold is GPU mined. It's not ASIC. So it's going to be very interesting what happens with Bitcoin Gold. It's going to be very, very interesting. But I'm just going to flip it. I'm going to make my money, and then, you know, once it comes back with whatever that happens, then I might look at reinvesting. But I'm not really worried about it. All right. So I don't really see it going anywhere at this point. It's going to need. I mean, look at Bitcoin Cash now. I mean, look, it's just nothing but a decline. Nothing but a decline, right? So a whole bunch of things have to happen before it really gets some movement. Okay. But within the community, I guess it's got the strongest support. But I mean, you know, we're outside the community, so I really don't give a shit, to be honest. I don't really care. So what we're seeing now, guys, is obviously everyone's plugging these programs, right? You look at BitConnect. There's 1.4 billion market cap, which means the robot is making you 1% per day, which is 1.4 million a day. Is that right? If I'm wrong, if I'm correct, right? This mysterious robot, right, is making, and you look at the price graph for BitConnect. There's no fluctuations or anything, right? Whereas you look at everything else, it's all fluctuated because of the market. So that tells you that it's getting manipulated. Okay, when there's no price fluctuations, no big dips, when there's major things with Ethereum and Bitcoin, you see all these dips, right? With BitConnect, you don't, because it's getting manipulated within the market. So there's 1.4 billion market cap, meaning this robot, right, is mysteriously returning 1%, which we haven't seen. So that means it's making 1.4 million per day for the owners. I mean, do you need a community? Well, obviously the community's done their job and pumped it, and now they're reaping the rewards. Okay, so you got these other coins like Regal Coin, right, which is basically going to go the same as BitConnect, right? And then you got these new ones like Hexacoin and Gold Rewards, right? These are exactly the same. They say that they play the same tune as BitConnect and Regal Coin. They're just pump coins, and they rely on the community to pump them to get into them, right? There's no value, nothing to them. Gold Rewards has got like this incentive kind of a thing. I think it's proof of stake, but there's nothing really to them. It just relies on the community to pump them, and these are just nothing coins, but they're gaining value because people are just they want to get involved in them, make money. So how do you play these people? You play these people that are getting played by the admins. You invest in the actual coin. You don't invest in the actual program itself. Stay well away from the lending bullshit HYP program, because it's nothing but a money game, right? This mysterious bot is making 1%. There's no bot that can make 1% or 1.4 billion a day market cap. That's 1.1 mil. There's no bot in the world that can do that, and there's no financial records or anything of this. Because think of it, once it makes this, it's still got to sell off to cash out. So how you can play these idiots that are joining these lending programs, right? Because it's just nothing but a money game. You can let them pump the coin, and you can buy into the token, and when they pump it, you can cash out, right? That's how you play these people. Okay, so you know, you can make some money. You know, in my opinion, that's how you do it. Don't associate with these type of scam programs. Just get involved in them as an investor, right? Get involved in them as an investor. Hey Lars, how you going? Good morning, Mohammed. You know, so you can still make money with them. Just buy and sell as an investor. You can still make money with those type of programs. I don't recommend you join the lending programs, because they're just nothing but scams, right? Now let's go to the so these people that are like the point of part of this live stream, right? I see people they're so fixed on freedom. They want to get freedom, right? They're so, get down. They're so hungry for freedom but what they're willing to do is to sacrifice their morals and sacrifice their integrity, and they get involved in these scams. Hey, I thought that these programs, well, I was the same. You know what I mean? I'm no saint either, right? And then I kind of figured out over time that these things are nothing but scams. They look legit, right? I've done something about it. You know what I mean? I've moved away from that. I don't want to do those programs that I thought were real, that I thought that were long-term sustainable businesses. You know what I mean? And I just won't do it anymore, because all they do is end up in failure. And this new hybrid of these new crypto coins, you see them more and more popping up. You're going to see more and more of these programs like BitConnect and Regal Coin and Gold Rewards and HexaCoin. Now this is the model that they're using now. They're using the blockchain, and they're going to move into this space, right? The scammers have moved out of the HYP, out of the MLM. Now the scammers are moving into the crypto space. So you're going to see more and more programs like this that are going to be popping up like mushrooms. And how to play these people is to buy in very early, buy into the ICOs, and then when it goes up, sell off. Don't buy into the actual program itself, all right? Because those lending programs are not sustainable over time. They might go for a couple of years, but they won't be able to pay back the loans through compounding. It's impossible. So what I'm seeing is a lot of people are just they're going over the crossing the line. Basically, they're so fixated on getting out of their job. It's all merged. It's all come delusional. It's all becoming like, okay, it could be a scam, but you know, I'm prepared to do whatever I have to do to get out of my day job, because I pretty much hate my life right now, which I created. You know what I mean? And to do it, well, I need to join this program. I mean, it's questionable. This program is questionable. We don't know the owners. There's thousands of people going into it. You know, maybe I can make some money, and that'll help me on my way to financial freedom. But really, you're just digging a bigger hole for yourself. You're digging a bigger hole for yourself, because real long-term, sustainable, legit, honest business that is going to feed you for the next 10, 20 years, it doesn't rely on FOMO and hype for you to get into these programs. It's just all superficial, and it's like a glass castle. And it's going to break, and you're going to be the one holding the bag. Trust me, I know. I've joined many of these programs, and they've all failed. All right? Now, you probably don't believe me, and I say these live streams, and a lot of people get pissed off at me, and they say all this stuff, you know, why are you saying this stuff? I'm trying to make money, you know. You're stopping me from making money. And they've, you know, I'm making these live streams to warn people, but on the same token, my warnings are falling on deaf ears, and people are going to join these programs anyway, right? We've all seen it. We've seen all these programs that are fast money. People are going to join them regardless. You tell them exactly what it is, they're going to join regardless. Okay. And then what's going to happen is they're going to lose their money. All right. But I'm stopping them from their freedom. Right. So now I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the bad guy that's stopping them, and the person that is luring them into these fast money program is the good guy, because they're helping them move forward in their vision and their dream to leave their day job. So the line has moved to so fixated on leaving their day job and becoming financial free that they're willing to sacrifice their morals and their integrity to get this freedom. And this is what I'm seeing happening online. People will just promote any type of bullshit just to make a little bit of money, right? just to make a little bit of money, and then that money source goes away because it's not long-term or sustainable in the first place, and then they repeat the process. Then they go into another process, another program, which then is obviously a scam, but then, you know, it's questionable. They're willing to put aside, there's no white paper, there's no team, no one has ever met the owners, the previous owners have been in a scam, but you know, they're willing to ignore all that because because their friends are like getting into it. Everyone's making money now. We all know how these scams go. They all make money now. It's not a scam until it's scams, right? But they're all making money now, so it mustn't be a scam. One of the biggest programs right now, I'm not going to name it, the owner had a very, very checkered past and is involved in many scams, right? Many Ponzi's, many Ponzi's. Okay, now I'm just looking at this thing and I'm just saying, this thing is gonna crash. One day it's gonna. I mean, the owners are laughing all the way to the bank because so many people have joined it now. They've got an event coming very soon. So many people have joined it now. And you look back on 2 or 3 years, it was like the Empower Network, right? It was like the Empower Network, and then we saw like, you know, another big thing like Questra, and then we saw, you know, this another one that's coming up, right? It's all a cycle, guys, all right? You got to think to yourself, this is all a cycle. And then in 2 or 3 years' time, or another year's time, or another 12 months' time, or not even that, maybe another 6 months' time, because it moves so fast, it's going to be something else, right? So there's no point me even telling you to watch out or don't go into these programs because people don't listen anyway, and they're so fixated on making money that if I was to tell them that this program was a scam, and I've got proof that it is a scam, there's no point even me saying that because people aren't going to listen anyway, and all of a sudden I become the bad guy because I'm stopping people from making money. So this whole thing of it's all, you know, from freedom to what is legit to a scam, it's all questionable in the eyes of the person joining the program. You know, I mean, they're always going to rebut, even though I can see it as plain as day, but they won't because they're invested in it and other people are joining in and it must be okay. And they got a live event and they're doing this and doing that and blah, 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 right? And what would NG Gavin know? He wouldn't know anything, right? You know what I mean? He's just trying to bring down the community and just saying all this sort of stuff. But you know what? People are going to join anyway. People are going to get involved in these scams because they're so desperate to get out of the situation that they put themselves in the first place. What you should be doing is looking in the mirror and saying, well, what have I done to get myself in this and what am I going to get myself out? Not just get into these involved in these scam programs, because that is like a alcoholic that drinks alcohol, but what they're really doing is they're just drinking alcohol because they want to suppress the actual real problem. The real problem of whatever that is going on in their head or their past childhood or something, right? There's an underlying problem that is there, and they use alcohol to suppress that actual thing that happened in their life, which is probably unfortunate, and they just use alcohol as a means to escape that reality. And this is just what these scam programs are. You know, you're joining these programs to find financial freedom, but they're only going to end one way, and it's not going to be good for you because you're going to keep on repeating the same process. So there's no even point me saying or calling out programs anymore, really. You know, it's not going to get me anywhere. It's going to probably alienate myself from the community, and I'll be seen as the bad guy, even though I point out all these programs and people still join them regardless. I'm going to be seen as the bad guy. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to deliver the message to you guys who haven't traveled the road yet. You're far from travel the road from where I've gone, and I'm just trying to give you advice, but then I'll be seen as the bad guy. So really, there's really no point even even worrying about, or even paying my attention on people like that. Crypto Tech, my paying ads not paying. Why? Where you been, Crypto Tech? The reason why they're not paying is because they ran out of money. This happened in April. So where have you been? My paying ads, my paying crypto ads, they basically said that they don't have any more money. They can't pay out, which is concluded that it's just a money game. And unfortunately, these rev shares, after my paying crypto ads, after that fell, I said to myself, I'm not getting involved in any type of these programs anymore. Any type of these programs that run a script, there's nothing tangible, just a bunch of MLMs hyping it up. It's not long term. And that's what I've concluded with all these programs online. All of them, except when Genesis Mining is not really a program. It was already a service that it was already a mining, they mined for themselves, and they realized that it was such a big high demand that people wanted to get involved in Bitcoin mining, but they didn't necessarily have the expertise to figure it all out themselves. So then they just bought the machines, and they could buy into the you could buy hash power. So they basically figured out a niche, and it's just exploded. But there's no team building in Genesis Mining. It's the only thing I trust. Everything else, I do not trust. Do not trust them. They will all stop paying. Right? The only reason why I trust Genesis Mining is because I've been in them for like 15 months, and they have real infrastructure. You know what I mean? Just look up Genesis Mining. Just look up all the people that have been there. Look up their farms. Right? What's the safer way to stake coins? Depends on the actual crypto itself. Sometimes you might have to stake coins in their wallet. For example, Neo, you have to stake coins in their Neon wallet or their other wallet to get that gas. It just depends on the crypto coin, Bobby. So you just have to read up on the actual coin itself to stake it. I'm assuming you're talking about staking coins to get rewards. I'm assuming, but if you're talking about just staking coins as in just holding them, you could put them on a Trezor, or you could put them on a Ledger, if that's what you're talking about, Bobby. Just go out and buy a Trezor or Ledger, but do not put that Trezor anywhere. Like, if you have a Trezor, do not leave it. It doesn't leave your side. When you leave the home, you always have that Trezor on you. You do not leave it at home unless you have like a safe that is hidden, or you have a safety deposit box where you can leave that Trezor, because it's I think it was DEF CON, the recent DEF CON, they hacked it. They hacked the Trezor. Now, it's not easy to do, but they hacked it, and the people at Trezor denied it. So it's for the average person, they wouldn't be able to hack it, but for the experienced hacker that knows how to hack the Trezor, I mean, you can actually hack. You can find this information online. It's kind of tricky to do it, so you really need to know what you're doing. So the average Joe, if they find your Trezor, or your place gets broken into, and they see the Trezor, obviously don't leave your PIN, your passphrase words with it. But even if they steal your Trezor, the average Joe, they won't know how to hack it. But I believe it's been hackable. So I take my Trezor everywhere I go, Bobby. Doesn't leave my side. If I go out, anywhere I go, it goes with me. I have a bag that I carry, and I have my Trezor in it. So in my opinion, you can do that. Another good place is I use Exodus. I have some money in Exodus, and it sits on my laptop, and I have the passphrase for that. So if anyone steals my laptop, they won't be able to get into my Trezor because they need the password. And then If anyone steals my laptop, I can just reinstall Exodus onto any other PC, and recover my passphrase through my passphrase, and then just pull up my coins again. All right. So, but I would use Trezor. That's what I would use. Or Ledger. Okay. Okay, people are asking me about Trezor. People are asking me about Electrum. Everyone asking, hey, I think Electrum could go somewhere. I believe it's a white paper. So first of all, I wouldn't invest in it because it's a white paper ICO. That's what I believe. I looked very quickly into Electrum. All right. Electronium, or whatever you want to call it. So you shouldn't invest in white paper ICOs. What is a white paper? A white paper is just something that they put together that they said they're going to do. So as you can see, there's a lot of investors here. Not a lot, but it's still going. A lot is like the ICO will sell out in like 15 minutes. That's a lot. This is gaining momentum through people spreading their referral link. That's the only reason why. People are just buying into this through hype, and a lot of newbie investors are getting into Electrum. So what's the deal with Electrum? I'll talk about Electrum because everyone is like plugging it and they have no clue why they're buying it. There's Facebook marketers that are plugging it, and all they're doing is trying to get the free tokens. So here's the deal with Electrum. It could go somewhere, it couldn't. We don't know. I think it's a white paper ICO. Right? So rule number 1, you do not buy into white paper ICOs. Okay, so that's rule number 1. You're buying into a promised white paper that they're going to do something. I don't even know if they've got an alpha. I'll tell you the next thing why I wouldn't invest in this. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't invest in it now. I'm not going to invest into it now, but later on down the track, I might invest in it if they do what they say, right? So this has got what they call mining through your phone, right? It's a different type of mining to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin mining has been around for a long time. It's not new. You can get apps on. Get down. You can get apps on the store that mine Bitcoin, right? You can have them running on your phone 24/7, and you'll probably make like 28 cents after a month. So it's not profitable. And this is a different type of mining. So people are getting into this stuff, and they have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue. They're newbies. They don't even know why they're buying into this. All right. So this is the long-term goals. Right, but if they don't raise these funds, they're not going to reach these long-term goals. Okay, they've got a GitHub repository. They're giving away a fair few bonuses. As far as I can tell, there's no, you know what I mean? It's just a white paper. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just quickly looking over this, but I passed on this, and I'll tell you why. I'll wait till they develop it and later on, and if the project takes off at all, you know what I mean? I'm not going to blindly buy into this with just a white paper, which is what people are doing. I want to give you a little secret. If you buy into a white paper, it's likely to fail. People don't know that. If they knew that, would they buy into it? What do you think? Because they have no clue what they're doing. I mean, it's not their fault. I mean, it's just that they don't know. If you don't know, you don't know, right? Here's why you shouldn't buy this ICO. Let me just blow this up for you. Now, I'm not saying it's a shit deal. I'm just saying just wait. You know what I mean? Or if you buy into this ICO, just be prepared to wait a long time. Okay, there's your answer right there. 6.3 billion coins. Here's a tip. Do not buy into anything over 1 billion. No white paper. White paper, but no alpha. No beta, as far as I'm concerned. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. 2 red flags. Okay? So if you invest in this, I don't think you're going to see a return for a long time. If you want to hold, fair enough. All good. But don't expect to get rich on this. And don't market it as if you're going to get rich. And don't hype it. And this is what I'm seeing. People on Facebook, they're doing this exactly now. It's the typical crap that you see. Right? It's the typical crap. People are getting to Electrum and hyping it up. It's a good team. If it's a good team, it'll do what they do, right? Now, look, I think if it's a good team and it goes through the does what they do with what they say the project, great. But you know what I mean, most of the people that are buying into this, they have no clue what they're doing. They have no idea. Sean does. Sean knows what he's doing. Right? He knows what he's doing. Because he bought my course. Right? He knows exactly what he's doing. So, just know that, like, if it's just the same with any other program. Right? It's the same with any other program. Just say exactly what it is. Don't hype it. There's no need to hype anything to sell it. If it's got its own value, if it stands on its own 2 feet, right? It will sell itself, right? There's no need to hype it. When you see Michael Jordan, right? He stands on his own 2 feet. Does he have to say anything? He doesn't have to say anything. You know what I mean? He just stands there, and we all know who he is. We all know the deal. Right? LeBron James. We all look at him. We all know the deal. Right? They don't need to be hyped. Right? Because they just, what they represent is there's no need to say anything more. You know what I mean? And that's why you should be getting into these coins that have real value. Because the difference between the real value and just fake, inflated, hyped up crap is the longevity. That's the thing. Longevity wise, the one that has the real value, that actually does something that solves problems, is going to gain mass adoption. And it stands alone on its own 2 feet. Doesn't need any hype for the value to be there. Right? Where these programs like BitConnect, Real Coin, Gold Rewards, they need the community to pump them for it to gain value. But standalone, if no one joined them, that would just be a nothing coin. That'll still be a nothing coin. So if you get involved with them, yeah, buy the coins. Buy the coins. Don't get involved in the program. Buy the coins and let the community pump the coins. Let the community pump the coins for you, and then you make a profit off the back of their back, of them hyping it up, of them doing what they do as MLMers, needing to hype things up, right? Needing to hype things up to sell things because they don't understand value, real value, right? They need to hype things and use shady techniques for them to make money because that's all they know how to do. They don't understand the marketing. So let them market it. Let them do their thing. Let them hype it up. Do their videos on YouTube and Facebook and all this sort of stuff to gain exposure. And leverage off their greed and leverage off their appetite for hyping and getting people to join that business. And then when it reaches a certain amount of money, you can cash out. That's what I say. That's what I say. So, they're my thoughts, guys, on Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold, Electrum. You know, it could be a project, but then again, there's so many different projects out there that could be good as well. All right. Whether they go through with it, that's another thing or two, right? Whether the team comes through, I hope these projects actually do come through and do what they say, because there's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of ICOs, right? But as of 6 billion coins, you're not going to make any money too soon, but it could be a good long-term project. We'll see what happens in the future. And you know my views on these MLM coins. Let the community hype them up. Let them prop it up and then make money off them. It's exactly the way to go. It's exactly exactly how you should play that situation. And if you want to reach financial freedom, right? If you want to break free from your job, right? If you want to not go to a day job and still make tens and thousands a month, trust me, I know. Okay, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself, and you have to have the right mindset, and you have to keep on growing yourself, learn something every day. Don't get carried away with hype and FOMO and all this sort of stuff. Have patience, learn, get with the right people. You're going to take a lot of hits along the way, but that's life. But if you base everything that you do in your life around real value, you're going to grow automatically. If you get involved in all this sort of shady stuff, right, you're going to find yourself keep on rebuilding, because it's not based off the truth, right? So many people are online and starting to build their businesses which is not based on truth. It's based on just glass ceilings that are going to come crashing down. And if you base your whole business around not the truth, then that's what's going to happen to you. If you base everything around the truth and around building a solid business and around things that are honest and will see you through for a long time, right? And you're going to reach that financial freedom without having to sacrifice or lower yourself or all those things that you wanted, your morals and your integrity and all those things that you have. Don't sacrifice them because you're getting into these scam programs and you have to sell yourself out because you think that's the only way to get financial freedom. That is the totally opposite, totally not true, right? So that's my message today. Hope you found some value in it. I'm not trying to be a guy that is keep on saying, you keep on bashing all these programs. You actually making the things that you're saying are stopping me from making money. I become the bad guy. Right? I'm not about that. What I'm saying is just think about the things that you're doing. All right? And I'm not taking anything, don't take anything personally, because whether you did it, I've got friends long-term friends that are in these programs that are in BitConnect, that are in Regal Coin. They know that I'm not targeting them personally. You know what I mean? They know that I'm not singling them out. They know that my stance on these programs will always be the same. Whether you're my best mate or whether you're some newbie that's just seen me, that hates me because I'm bringing down your program, It's got nothing personal about you. All right? Even if you're a long-term person and you've been my friend for a long time, and now that you're in BitConnect or Regal Coin, and now you see me saying people don't join it. All right? It's nothing against you. They understand. All right? They understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? It's nothing personal from anyone. It's about the program, what it represents, and I think that you should stay away those type of things. If anything, play them, be an investor, buy tokens, and play those people that are in it. Let them hype it up, and you make money off their back, because that's how you play that card. So don't take it bad. I'm not the bad guy. I'm just here to deliver a message, whether you like it or not. That is the message I'm delivering. Whether you believe it or take it on board or whatever you do with it, that's up to you. But that's the deal. So anyway, have a good day and have a good Sunday with your family and friends, and have a fantastic weekend.